I'd like to humbly appeal that we all settle in as we're about to officially commence this event. Please, if you are still standing, find somewhere to sit. On that note, I'd like to humbly appeal that we all rise for the national anthem. The police band, please. While we remain standing, we recite the third stanza of the national anthem as our opening prayer. Together we pray, O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen.
Amen.
You may all be seated, please. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the 33rd Engineering Assembly. But before we commence to the proceedings of the day, may I now invite the President of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow of the Academy of Engineering, to please come upstage and address us. Can we please put our hands together for our President?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, distinguished invited guests. Good morning, delegates and distinguished participants to the 33rd Engineering Assembly. We are about to commence a very laudable program that was designed for the last 10 months with very rich activities as usual, both technical, social, and otherwise. I'm sure all of us are very much aware of the current circumstances that befall our country. Our erstwhile President, Alhaji Muhammad Buhari, passed on 2 days ago. And the nation, rightly so, declared today a public holiday, and the nation is in mourning. I believe all of us are very much in the same mood as individuals, as Nigerians, as engineering practitioners who are in the same mood of mourning and grief. Because of the elaborate arrangement that we have held, this program started on Friday with so many activities which you know, like the student competition from the universities in the final year graduation projects, and so many other events that were lined up, which were started from Friday. Nobody is aware of the current situation is going to happen. As engineers, as Nigerians, our late president, General Muhammad Buhari, is an honorary fellow of our Society of Engineering. So the organizers of this great event, in consultation with the government, have agreed to continue with this, but in a low key, without festivities. And that has led us to step down all government functionaries in this event. We are going to continue with this event mainly on the technical grounds, mainly on the technical presentations. So I would like to appeal to all of us to please accept this adjustment and modification we are doing. The other alternative is to cancel this event. But we were graciously allowed to have a low-key, without festivity, without speeches, but essentially a discussion on our core values of technicalities. On this note, I would like to appeal to all of us to please accept this, and let's make the best use of the situation that we find ourselves in. We are going to continue. The chairman of the occasion is here. The presenters, two of the presenters are here. I'm sure all of us are very excited, looking forward to the keynote speaker, our revered immediate Vice President of this country, Professor Yemi Oshibanjo. Unfortunately, he's not going to be here. His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, who is one of ours and has a very rich, thought-provoking technical presentation, is also going to be here. Behold it, we still have two eminent engineers with us. Engineer Senator Yuela Omishore is here and is going to make a presentation on one of the core issues that touches which you have in the program. Our sister, the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, is also here to discuss a very important issue with us. So I would like to, before I hand over the mic to the MCs, I would like to please request that we all stand up. We all be in a standing position to observe 1 minute silence for our parted President Muhammad Buhari, GCON, and may his soul rest in peace. the gentle soul of Alhaji Muhammad Buhari rest in peace. Amen. I'm also to announce that the 33rd Assembly has decided to be in mourning, and we have been decorated, all of us that are participating, with the sign of mourning for the next 1 week also. Ladies and gentlemen, please accept the adjustment we have made in this program. I thank you.
Let us put our hands together for the president of Coren, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow Academy of Engineering. May we now take some recognition. We recognize the chairman of this opening ceremony of the 33rd Engineering Assembly, Professor Bartholomew Okechukwu Nnaji, founder and chairman, Geometric Power Group. Let's put our hands together for him. We recognize also the co-host of this event, who happens to be the president of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow Academy of Engineering. Let's put our hands together for him. We also recognize here at this event the President and Chairman in Council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Aino Oguntala, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. She is the first female president in our society's 67-year history. We recognize also at this event the president of the Nigerian Association of Technologists in Engineering, Right Honorable Engineering Tech Dominic Uduata F. Nate. We recognize the president of the Nigerian Association of Engineering Craftsmen, Honorable Umar Usman Mekunkale F. Naek. We recognize also the president of AKEN, Engineer Kamsalem Alhaji Bukar, FNSE. Also the president of the Federation of Construction Industries, Engineer Nasiru A. Dambata, MNSE. Also here present at this event, we recognize Her Excellency Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele, FNSE, Deputy Governor, Ogun State. We have here at this event the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of we have here at this event Senator Barin Nada Wigi. Okay. Also here present is Engineer Senator Iyola Omishore, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow Academy of Engineering, CON. Let us make him welcome, please. Let's put our hands together for him. While we take other delegations, let us quickly take delegations from Tanzania High Commission and Tanzania Building Agency. We have here His Excellency Celestine Gavas Kakele, High Commissioner. We have Architect Victor Baltazar, Director Consultancy. We have Architect Windselaus P. Kizaba, Director Construction. We have Engineer Khadija S. Abdullah. We have Manager Construction Section. We have Mr. Philbert Bako Kemu Peter, Minister Councillor. We have Mr. Mako I. Silabi, Property Officer. And from our foreign delegation, we have also His Excellency Mr. Hussam Diab, Ambassador of the Embassy of the Republic of Lebanon. We recognize here past presidents of Coren, all past vice presidents of Coren, all past registrars of Coren, all council members here present, we recognize you, past presidents of Aken, NSC, NATE, NICET, and NAEC, guest speaker, lead speakers, and presenters, all engineers here present, all technicians, all craftsmen, distinguished gentlemen of the press, the band, the protocol, the ushers, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Engineer Emmanuel Oshala Ejika, MNSC PMP, and I am anchoring this event together with...
My name is Faith Oche.
Thank you very much. Safety brief. Please let us listen carefully to this safety briefing, very important. We all know that we are in an open space. First, we want to apologize if you are not hearing us very well. Let us maintain some quiet and we'll be able to listen to ourselves. We have just one entrance, which is where you came in. And then we have one exit that takes you out through where you can see my direction where I'm pointing. That will be to your right, which is to my left now. The VIP have their entrance at the VIP section and they exit through the VIP section. If you would want to use the convenience, we have two behind you, to your left and to your right, for ladies and gents. And we have two just behind us, just beside us, to the left and to the right. We are in an open environment, so please ensure you keep your belongings very, very safe and watch out for your neighbor. There are no safety drills here today, so any alarm you hear is the real one. We get to the muster point just at the opening before the main bowl. Thank you.
Some additional security tips. Please know the venue layouts, the exits, and the emergency points. Keep your personal belongings secure at all times. Stay alert and report suspicious behavior or items. Be cautious when dealing with strangers. Move in groups, especially at night. Please take note of that. Move in groups, especially at night. Follow all current security guidelines and staff instructions. Report any suspicious activity or incident promptly. Stay updated through Coren official announcements and avoid connecting to unverified Wi-Fi networks. Be proactive, stay safe, support a secure Coren assembly experience. Thank you, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on that note, permit me to respectfully invite the esteemed Registrar of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, an accomplished academic, a seasoned engineer, and dedicated administrator, Engineer Professor Okore Austin Uche, to give his introductory remarks as we formally commence the 33rd Engineering Assembly. Please, a round of applause for him. Can we make our applause louder and better, please? Thank you.
Mr. President, the chairman of this occasion, please permit me to rest on already established protocol. Distinguished guests, esteemed engineering practitioners, industry leaders, regulatory colleagues, respected members of the academia, partners, stakeholders, friends of the profession, and gentlemen of the media, good morning. It is with great pleasure and a deep sense of responsibility that I welcome you all to the 2025 Coren Engineering Assembly, the premier and the largest gathering of Nigerian engineering community. On behalf of the Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to everyone here today. Whether you have traveled from near and far, or are joining us virtually, for your commitment to the engineering profession and your continued support of Coren's mission. The assembly is not just a meeting, it is a platform for reflection, connection, and forward thinking. It brings together a distinguished cross-section of Nigeria's engineering community, from young professionals to seasoned practitioners, from the public sector to private enterprise, from local innovators to global partners. Your presence here today is a clear demonstration of your commitment to the growth, integrity, and sustainability of engineering profession in Nigeria. The theme of this year's assembly, advancing quality engineering services and businesses in Nigeria, in the lens of professionalism, compliance, and remuneration, is not only timely, it is urgent. It speaks directly to the core of what we must continue to pursue: quality in engineering services that meets both local and global standards. Professionalism that reflects ethical conduct, technical excellence, and accountability. Compliance with regulation with potent public safety, enhance competence, and ensure order in practice. And more importantly, adequate remuneration that recognizes the value engineering practitioners bring to national development and sustain the future of the profession. At Coren, we recognize that ensuring quality and professionalism in engineering practice cannot be separated from the business realities our professionals face. It is our collective duty to confront these challenges, including those of under-remuneration, non-compliance, quackery, and poor service delivery, and develop a practical, enforceable solutions. As the regulator, Coren remains committed to strengthening enforcement mechanisms, enhancing professional development opportunities, advocating for policy reforms that support dignified and competitive compensation for engineering practitioners across all sectors. Over the course of this assembly, I encourage you all to engage robustly. Let us share insights, challenge assumptions, propose solutions, and most importantly, reaffirm our shared commitment to building a profession that is strong, respected, and well rewarded in Nigeria and beyond. I want to sincerely thank the President and Chairman in Council of Coren, the main organizing committee, our resource persons, sponsors, all stakeholders who have worked diligently to make this year's assembly a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this important gathering, I welcome you once again and wish all of us a productive, enlightening, and impactful assembly. Thank you, and may God bless you, and may God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Can we please appreciate the Registrar of Coren, Engineer Professor OAU Uche FNSC once again. Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you. Please, to follow the event, the program of activities is on page 23 of your brochure. May I now invite for his opening remarks the chairman of this opening ceremony, Professor Bartholomew Okechukwu Nnaji, former Minister of Power, founder and chairman Geometric Power Group. Can we please put our hands together for Prof? Thank you.
Good morning, all. I'd like to start by saluting the President of Coren, Engineer Professor Sadiq Abubakar, the Vice President, Engineer Olu Ogundiyile, the Registrar who just spoke, Professor Uche. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I rest on already established protocol. I like to appreciate our profession, the engineering profession, for selecting and electing the first female president of Nigeria Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Oguntata. Salute you. Congratulations. We know that we break grounds, and we will continue to break grounds. And this is progress. You even have a vice president also who is a woman. So it is both an honor and privilege for me to speak here, this opening ceremony of our distinguished body of my professional colleagues whose ideas, skills, and innovations form the backbone of every modern economy. Today, I speak not only to engineers, but to nation builders, architects of progress, the builders of bridges, both literal and figurative, and innovators who translate ideas into tangible benefits for all Nigerians. Engineering is a most noble profession. And we like, you know that the lawyers say they are the learned, but we are the builders. We are the creators in society. So our colleagues who have ventured elsewhere have frequently excelled because of the solid training which engineering training entails and the values we imbibe in professional practice. China's last 3 leaders are engineers. Many people may not know it. And the overwhelming majority of people holding public office in China are engineers. Therefore, it is not fortuitous that China has, in the last few decades, developed faster than any other nation in human history. This shows what engineers can do when given the opportunity, and this is an important lesson in national development for all nations and people. Today, as we navigate an era of unprecedented technological change, it is imperative that we reflect on our collective role in society and the partnership we must forge with government to ensure that Nigeria not only keeps pace with global advances, but leads in innovation, sustainability, and inclusive development. We live in an era marked by rapid technological evolution.
Move your mic closer.
Okay. All right. We live in an era marked by rapid technological evolution, such as artificial intelligence, robotics, renewable energy, smart infrastructure, blockchain, and the Internet of Things. They are no longer concepts of the future. They are present realities here. The world is shifting, and so must we. This moment calls for Nigerian engineering community to embrace continuous learning, to be agile, and to lead the adoption of emerging technologies in ways that suit our local context. We must build Nigerian solutions to Nigerian problems with Nigerian hands and minds. Our engineers must move beyond routine practices and become strategic thinkers who can interpret global trends and local demands. The engineer of today must also be a policy advocate, a communicator, and a leader. Engineers lay the foundation, designing and constructing roads, railways, dams, power plants, and communication networks that enable commerce, education, and healthcare to reach every corner of our nation. Our work underpins the aspirations of millions of Nigerians, from farmers transporting produce to students accessing digital classrooms. In a country as diverse and dynamic as ours, the challenges we face, ranging from energy shortages to urban congestion and climate-related risks, demand creative, context-sensitive solutions. Engineers are uniquely equipped to develop technologies and processes such as off-grid solar systems, smart irrigation, and resilient housing that respond to our local realities. Whether drafting, building codes, overseeing quality assurance in manufacturing, or certifying the safety of public works, engineers uphold standards that protect lives and livelihoods. Our ethical commitment ensures that the bridges we cross, the water we drink, and the electricity we use meet rigorous benchmarks of reliability and integrity. Let me say that the government also has a key role to play in what we do. The government must enact and enforce clear forward-looking policies that incentivize research and development, protect intellectual property, and streamline regulatory approvals. A predictable policy landscape empowers engineering enterprises to plan long-term investments in innovation. To keep pace with trends such as artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and Industry 4.0, we need curricula that emphasize digital literacy, data analytics, and interdisciplinary collaboration. Government support for scholarships, laboratory upgrades, and continuous professional development will ensure our engineers remain world-class. Critical projects from high-speed rail to broadband expansion often exceed the fiscal capacity of any singular sector. By drafting transparent PPP frameworks, the government can leverage private engineering enterprise and capital, thereby accelerating project delivery while maintaining public accountability. Establishing dedicated funds and technology parks where engineers, scientists, and entrepreneurs collaborate will nurture homegrown solutions. Government-backed prizes and incubation programs can help transform prototype into scalable businesses. I'd like to use the opportunity to inform that the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas, NLNG, established Nigeria Prize for Science, which I am honored to chair the board of the advisory board. And I tell you, each year they go through a process and they select a winner for this award, $100,000. But the critical thing is what the award means. For example, the last one of the winner 2 years ago developed a device that saves neonatal children who are in incubation that could have died if not for the device. And the key thing is that it works 100% for the places. It's being tested in 4 hospitals now in Nigeria. And the professor that developed it is at Imperial College, London. But this device is, I think the one that the Igbo people make is about 6 million naira to buy. But the one that our own person makes is about 700,000 naira. And that is the beauty of it. So let me say, fellow engineers, let us reaffirm our commitment to uphold the highest standards of excellence, ethics, and innovation. Let us mentor the next generation, sharing both our technical knowledge and our sense of civic responsibility. And to our government partners, I urge you to recognize that engineers are not merely service providers, but strategic allies in nation building. Together, we can harness technology rooted in our unique context to build a resilient infrastructure, spur economic development, and uplift every Nigerian community. So in closing, the future of Nigeria depends on the synergy between our engineering talent and the enlightened public policy. As we stand at the crossroads of possibility, let us chart a course guided by ingenuity, collaboration, and a shared vision of a prosperous, sustainable Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Once again, let's put our hands together for the chairman of the opening ceremony, Professor Bartholomew Okechukwu Nnaji, the former Minister of Power, founder and chairman, Geometric Power Group. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for him to appreciate him for that wonderful remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, due to the situation of the event, we shall skip some of the items on the agenda as we now proceed. We are supposed to be having the continuous professional development in engineering, enforcement, licensing, and practice by His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi Sule, FNSE, the Executive Governor of Nasarawa State, but is unavoidably absent as he's on a journey right now outside the country. So we proceed to taking our goodwill messages. To address us for her goodwill message is the 34th President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the first President in the Nigerian Society of Engineers 67-year history. Once again, may I invite for goodwill messages the President and Chairman in Council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the first female President in the Nigerian Society of Engineers 67-year history, and the 34th President of the Society. Please make welcome Engineer Margaret Aino Oguntala, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Can we please put our hands together for her?
The chairman of the occasion, Engineer Bartholomew Nnaji, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the President of Coren, who has brought all of us here today, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, and his amiable wife, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to stand before you this morning to give a goodwill message on the occasion of the opening of the 33rd Coren Assembly. The theme of this year's assembly, advancing quality engineering services and businesses, aligns very perfectly with the strategic agenda of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. And to ensure that Nigerian engineers are able to deliver quality service, we have taken our campaign even to the institutions, to tertiary institutions, and we do have a division that takes it to the primary school, because we recognize the fact that quality service begins with quality engineering education. And as for remuneration, the Nigerian Society of Engineers has consistently driven adequate and commensurate remuneration for Engineers. So today, I'd like to congratulate Coren and assure the Council that as a member, and particularly the firstborn of the engineering family, that I, on behalf of the Council and entire members of Nigerian Society of Engineers, and indeed the entire engineering family, will continue to support Coren and its very laudable initiatives. Congratulations on this event, and thank you, everybody, for coming. God bless you all.
Please, can we give her a better round of applause? Thank you very much, Ma, for that warm and inspiring goodwill message. Indeed, your words have set a stone and strengthened our shared commitment to excellence. Next up for his goodwill message, please join me in welcoming to the fore Engineer Mustafa Balarabe Shehu, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and Fellow of the Academy of Engineering. He's the President of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations. Please put your hands together for him as he comes forward. Please do better with your applause. Please encourage him. Thank you.
The chairman of the occasion, the President Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, the Deputy Governor of Osun State, fellows and members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, members of the engineering family. First of all, let me thank the Coren for inviting me to this particular occasion. And I'm particularly happy with Coren for the effort they are making to make the Nigerian engineers visible at the global arena, especially the effort they are making towards getting the signatory status of the Washington Accord. I know we have an observer status, but I believe very soon we are going to achieve the full signatory status of the Washington Accord. And that will give the Nigerian engineer the latitude to be recognized everywhere he goes in the world. Secondly, I want to use this opportunity to remind or inform the august gathering here of the coming Global Engineering Congress that is to take place in Shanghai, China. The theme of the conference is Engineering Shapes a Green Future. And the conference is going to take place between the 12th and 17th of October, 2025. And for me, as the president of the World Federation of Engineering Organization, it will be my last outing in that capacity. So I am informing our members here and requesting that I would really love to see a lot of Nigerian engineers and leaders attend that conference, because there is a lot in that conference to be achieved there as an engineer and also as a businessman. The details of the conference is on the website, and I believe the Nigerian Society of Engineers has started making arrangements. Anybody who wishes to attend the conference can contact the Secretariat of the Nigerian Society of Engineers to make sure that he registers and then get the required invitation letter to attend the conference. With these few remarks, I wish the organizers of this conference a very successful conference and a very good communique which should be implemented by all of us as stakeholders. Thank you very much.
Please, can we have a better round of applause for him? Thank you once again, sir, for that inspiring goodwill message. Next up for his goodwill message, please join me in welcoming to the floor Engineer Kam Salem Alhaji Bukar, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and the President of the Association of Consulting Engineers of Nigeria and a council member of Coren. Please, a round of applause for Engineer Kam Salem, please.
The chairman of the occasion, current president, distinguished invited guests, council members of Coren, past presidents of Coren, past president of NSC, distinguished members of our great profession in engineering. On behalf of the ESCO, the Council of the Association for Consulting Engineering in Nigeria, I wish to congratulate us all for us to be able to have this 33rd Engineering Assembly with a theme that touches, in fact, directly we the engineering practitioners in this country, and then specifically the consulting engineers of this country, the advancing quality engineering services and business in Nigeria, professional compliance and remuneration. I congratulate us, and then I hope that the aftermath of this event will going to be very rich and we'll come up with resolutions that will be very useful for the development of the profession and also those issues that bothering us, all of us on the issue of remuneration, compensation for our services will be dealt with. I enjoin you to join us tomorrow when we are having the interactive session in terms of workshop in this same venue here tomorrow, where we will be anchoring and then discussing this one-on-one. Thank you. I congratulate us all for coming to this 33rd Engineering Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Kam Salem. May I now invite for his goodwill message, Right Honorable Inua Garba, Chairman, House Committee, Science, Engineering. Can we please put our hands together for him?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The President and members of Coren, all other members of engineering family from far and near, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I am standing for my boss, Right Honorable Speaker, Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, the Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives. With profound sense of responsibility and humility, I warmly welcome all stakeholders and participants to the 33rd Coren Engineering Assembly. It is a privilege to be here among brilliant minds who are contributing immensely to the national development. I also extend my sincere commendation to the leadership of Coren for their visionary leadership and for selecting this thought-provoking theme, advancing quality engineering services and businesses in Nigeria, with a keen focus on professional compliance remunerations. I believe this theme lies at the heart of our future as we strive to elevate engineering standards and secure a prosperous path for our dear nation. This assembly is far more than just a gathering. It is a vital platform for introspection, collaboration, and charting the strategic course for the future of engineering in our beloved country. Your expertise form the bedrock of our nation's development. Your unwavering commitment to the excellence shapes the very infrastructure of our society. You are the architects of our progress, the problem solvers who turns vision into reality. Currently, Nigeria stands at a critical point in its development journey. The aspirations of our people for robust infrastructure, sustainable industries, and a thriving economic hinge significantly on the strength and integrity of our engineering sector. Indeed, quality engineering is not merely an aspiration. It is a foundation of national development, ensuring safety standards, durability, and efficiency in every project, from the smallest community bridges to the most ambitious national infrastructure. However, we must candidly acknowledge the challenges that hinder our potential. Incidents of building collapse, infrastructure failure, and project delays often point to a lapse in quality and hence to establish standards. This is where the pillars of professional compliance became indispensable. As a parliament, we are fully committed to supporting the engineering sector in Nigeria. We recognize your indispensable role in our nation's development, and we are determined to provide the legislative framework necessary for the continued success. The 10th National Assembly is your partner in progress. We are dedicated to creating an enabling environment where engineering excellence can flourish, where compliance is the norm, and where your invaluable contributions are duly recognized and it shall be rewarded. I am optimistic that this 33rd Coren Engineering Assembly will be a landmark event that sparks renewed commitment, innovative solutions, and strengthened partnership. Together, we can build the Nigeria we all invested, a nation built on solid engineering foundation, driven by professional integrity and propelled by the ingenuity of its engineers. The future we want for Nigeria is one where our roads are safe, our infrastructure is resilient, and our industries are innovative. That future will be built quite literally by engineers. In conclusion, it is obsolete to note too late to steer our nation onto a right trajectory. Our efforts are not just about building infrastructure, they hold the power to truly transform our society. Let us therefore rise to the challenges, demand what is right, and deliver what is excellent. Together we can lay the foundation for a stronger, smarter, and safer Nigeria for generations to come. Wishing you all fruitful deliberations. Thank you. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Inua Garba. May I now invite for his goodwill message, Senator Mpigi Barinada, Senator Dr. Mpigi Barinada, Chairman Senate Committee on Works, ably represented by Ashley Emenike, Senior Legislative Aide. Can we please put our hands together for him?
The chairman of the occasion, the president of Coren, your excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Senator Barnada and Piggy, Chairman, Senate Committee on Works, would have loved to be here, but due to unavoidable circumstances, he has sent me to present his speech, and I will go ahead and do so now. This is a goodwill message by Senator Barinada and Piggy, Chairman, Senate Committee on Works, at the opening ceremony of the 33rd Engineering Assembly of Coren, held today, Tuesday, 15th July 2025 in Abuja. And I'll proceed to adopt the already established protocols. I bring you warm greetings from the Senate Committee on Works to all participants at this 33rd Coren Engineering Assembly, an assembly which is now a landmark in our nation's engineering calendar. I thank the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Coren, for this invitation and for your steadfast leadership in upholding professional standards, ethics, and compliance in Nigerian engineering space. Let me begin by paying special tribute to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, whose renewed hope agenda is driving a new wave of reform and infrastructural ambition across Nigeria. From the visionary Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway to nationwide investments in roads, bridges, housing, and energy infrastructure, Mr. President has demonstrated unwavering commitment to making Nigeria work. I also commend the Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Ezenwa-Wike, for his bold execution of key engineering projects in the FCT, from arterial expressways to urban renewal efforts that have redefined Abuja's aesthetics and functionality. The results are visible, tangible, and worthy of commendation. As chairman of the Senate Committee on Works, I must reaffirm that engineering remains a cornerstone of national development. Based on implementation reports and oversight missions by my committee, we estimate that over 420 federal roads, bridges, and projects have either been completed or have advanced significantly within this administration. These projects are lifelines for commerce, safety, and regional integration. However, while we celebrate progress, we must also squarely confront the growing concern over engineering failures. We have witnessed collapsed buildings, failed bridges, and road infrastructure that have crumbled. And these have continued to claim lives and waste resources and tarnish the image of your profession. Mr. Chairman of the occasion, distinguished guests, this persistent failure of infrastructure is a national alarm bell. It reflects lapses in compliance. It reflects lapses in poor supervision and in some cases quackery, which is a demonstration of a breakdown in a regulatory environment. It is unacceptable that in the 21st century, buildings are still collapsing under rain and bridges are caving in under minimal pressure. I commit today that the Senate Committee on Works stands ready to partner with Coren and other allied professional bodies to confront these problems head on. It will assist in strengthening legislative frameworks that will enforce mandatory compliance in engineering standards, advocate for full implementation of Nigerian building codes across all states, and support public enlightenment. In that spirit, the committee also promises to collaborate with Coren and relevant stakeholders to develop an engineering compliance and professional remunerations framework. I'll just abridge because of time. I also applaud Coren for linking participation in this assembly to license renewal. This not only ensures that our practitioners are up to date, it preserves the integrity of the profession and protects the Nigerian public from the dangers of incompetence. As I close, let me encourage all of us, regulators, legislators, professionals, and private sector players, to see ourselves as joint custodians of national progress. Let us commit to building a Nigeria where every road will last and the bridges will withstand the test of time, and where every engineer is accorded his deserved respect. On behalf of the 10th Senate, I wish you all a productive and visionary engineering assembly. God bless the engineering profession. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, Senator Bayanada Mpigi.
Please give him a better round of applause. Thank you very much, Mr. Ashley, and I'm sorry for distracting you. Next up for his goodwill message, please join me in welcoming up to the floor His Excellency Celestine Gervas Kakele. He's the High Commissioner, Tanzania High Commission in Abuja. Please give him a round of applause.
Good afternoon. I'm confronted with two challenges. One, speaking before you, unprepared. But two, speaking before you as professionals in a profession that I do not belong. But in any case, permit me to say a few words. Before I proceed, as we all know, we are mourning the demise of His Excellency Mohamed Buhari, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Permit me, on behalf of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, to extend our deepest condolences following this great loss to the people of Nigeria and to the government of Nigeria. Your loss is our loss because former President Buhari played a great role in advancing our existing bilateral relations. But also thank you, especially for Coren, for inviting me as the High Commissioner of Tanzania to come and attend this event, but also extending an invitation to the counterpart institutions in Tanzania. And I'm happy to note that two of them from two major companies are here, from Tanzania Building Agents and from Tanzania electric company called TANESCO are here with us. The engineering profession is one of the noble professions which is fundamental for sustainable development. And therefore I've taken note the choice of the theme for this year, which to me speaks volume for Coren as an institution, that the choice of the theme is really upholding the ethics of the profession. And to me, that is leadership we need to encourage. As High Commissioner of the United Republic of Tanzania to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, permit me also to call upon all engineering engineering members as profession to continue seek opportunities in Tanzania, especially in the ongoing projects. The government of Tanzania, as you may all know, is now implementing a big number of engineering projects. We are constructing a rail line stretching from Dar es Salaam to Mwanza and connecting Tanzania to Burundi, in the near future connecting Tanzania to the DRC. This is an opportunity I call upon all of you as profession to come and seek opportunities to invest or work in Tanzania. And that is my job as the High Commissioner of Tanzania. You are all welcome. Anytime, please come to the Chancel. We'll be looking forward to have a constructive engagement and to take you through on the available opportunities in the engineering sector. With these few words, once again, I thank Coren for the invitation. May I wish you all the best and that at the end of the day, you have a fruitful outcome for this 33rd summit. I thank you for your time.
Can we better appreciate the High Commissioner of Tanzania and High Commissioner ABUJA? Thank you very much, Mr. Gervas. Next up for a brief presentation, please join me in welcoming up to the floor Engineer Dr. Per Labash, the MD CEO, Julius Baja, Nigeria PLC. Please give him a round of applause. The better you cheer him, the quicker he comes up. Thank you very much, sir.
Good afternoon, the President in Council and Chairman of the occasion. I want to send our pleasant greetings to you, all members of the members of engineers that are here. We also want to talk about the current situation in Nigeria. We from Julius Berger are coming together, my management and the staff of the Julius Berger, and sending condolences to the whole people in Nigeria, our brothers, families, and friends of the late President General Muhammad Buhari. May the Almighty Allah grant him, forgive him all his shortcomings, and grant him eternal rest, inshallah. I'm representing my MD, and he was here briefly, but he had a very important call in Lagos, and he just gone back for 1 or 2 o'clock flight. But he said that I should represent him and say a little on what we are doing in Nigeria generally. So we are talking, we'll talk small on maybe the methodology that we are using in rehabilitation of Abuja, Kaduna, Kano Road, which is the BSM. BSM is co-recycling technology as an innovative and sustainable methodology for rehabilitating. You know, in Nigeria, we have about 200,000 roads that are paved. And out of these 200,000 roads, we have almost about 160, 70,000 of them that are also in dilapidated situation. And based on that one, in 2018, we decided to use the methodology of BSM to rehabilitate Abuja Kano Road so that we can see the benefit of BSM. The benefit of BSM, as we say, which is co-rehabilitation, is a lot of them. And most of them are as a result of what we have. We have a shorter time. Resources are maximized. Environmental conditions are taken care of. Roads are made to last for as long as possible. And we have other benefits of environmental and economic reasons why it should be like that. The BSM methodology is supposed to go through a lot of tests, like ITS, CELT, and UCLC. And those tests are to make sure that we have all the material that we are taking from the site to go and do on the other side in good condition. The methodology is just simple. You mill, you take it to a particular site that is very close to you, like a mixing site. You crush and then mix it with bitumen, and it comes out homogeneous. This homogeneous material is quite different from what we use for hot mix asphalt, because in terms of destructions or deformation or failure, we have fatigue for hot mix asphalt, and we have deformation for BSM. And the deformation for BSM is highly managed, because when you want to repair, you don't need to do a lot, you don't need to do much. But on the other side, the hot mix asphalt, you do a lot of work to make sure that it works for you. Time. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. For want of time, according to my MC, we have a stand outside that shows the methodology from the production of material to laying, and also to the cost effect. And also sustainability and other things are involved in that one. And as a result of this, we are also into, in summary, the system is very sustainable, cost efficient, and cheap, and easily done, and environmentally and economically viable. And we, because of also the good nature of that, we are collaborating with Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria's civil department, to make sure that we go into all the necessary tests that we need to do to make sure that this sustainability is also attained. We are also, with them also, because it's a new technology, we are developing a lot of scientific information to make sure that we can also go into all the necessary research and other things, and we'll publish them accordingly. In recent time, we have also made a publication in RELEM, which is a laboratory and science body, well organized and totally also highly recognized by the whole world. And we have made a publication in 2024. We are waiting for the document. When it comes out, we'll also share with you. And we are also in consonance with the university to train everybody, all the members that are there, so that everybody knows how to apply BSM technology. And in terms of our products and other things, we are also good to go in whatever we want to do in terms of this technology. And we are advocating that federal government roads, state roads, should also be done by BSM when you are rehabilitating. But we are not there's no conflict between the hot mix and the cold mix, because they can also be simultaneous. But the economic and environmental impacts of the hot mix is so high that we advise that we should go the cold cycle mix BSM for this kind of, for rehabilitation of roads in Nigeria, so that we can have enough roads, good roads to move on as far as we are concerned. I thank you all for the time, and I greet all of you for this period, and I hope that by the grace of God we'll finish this progress. All of us will go in safety, and we'll also arrive at our houses in safety. Thank you very much for the time.
Please, can we put our hands together for Julius Baga? Let's put our hands together for Julius Baga. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, just to let us know all the presentations we're supposed to have had at this event, especially the welcome address from the President of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, the chairman's opening remarks, the keynote address with the title, Advancing Quality Engineering Services and Businesses in Nigeria, Professional Compliance and Remuneration by Professor Yemi Osibanjo, SANGCON, and the Continuous Professional Development in Engineering Enforcement, Licensing, and Practice by His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi A. Sule, FNSE. All will be shared on the Coren website on the 2023 Engineering Assembly session. And to all who have registered, the presentations will be sent to you. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the Executive Governor of Nasarawa State has sent in a representative to this event. He is Engineer Wadaya Haya Mohammed, MD CEO, Nasarawa State Urban Development Agency. Let's put our hands together for him. We now go to technical presentations. The first technical paper we are taking at this event is titled Building Consensus and Remuneration, and Building Consensus on Remuneration and Fee Structures for Engineering Services and Businesses. And to take this paper is our very own Engineer Senator Iyola Omishore, PhD, Chartered Engineer, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow Academy of Engineering, CON. Let us put our hands together for him as he comes up for his paper presentation.
The President Coren, the Chairman of the section, President NSC, former Presidents Coren and NSC, our guests, my colleague engineers, ladies and gentlemen. The topic of our discourse is building consensus on remuneration and fee structure for engineering services and business in Nigeria. I will start with the theme of today's assembly: advancing quality engineering services and businesses in Nigeria. Professional compliance and remuneration. If you are not properly remunerated, you cannot comply. So this topic is very critical to the existence of all engineers. Even the Bible says the laborer deserves his wage. Further, they say no work, no pay. But if you work, you must be paid. And to be paid very, very well. I'm sure the assembly committee will send a copy of this discourse into your mails and make it available for you. But in the program you have with you, the abstract as captured is as follows. The engineering profession is fundamental to national development. Yet in Nigeria, engineers and Nigerian businesses have long suffered from inadequate remuneration, outdated fee structures, and lack of systemic support. This paper explores the imperative for renewed, sustainable, and consensus-driven approach to establishing equitable fees and packages for engineering services in Nigeria. Drawing on regulatory frameworks such as Coren 2014, the scale of fees, and benchmarking these against best practices globally, like in the UK, South Africa, USA, the work critically assesses structural deficiencies in our current system. This study is structured in 6 chapters. Chapters 1 to 3, I will lay the foundation by discussing the historical concept of engineering in Nigeria, appraising our limitations, particularly the Coren 2014 fee structure, and presenting comparative global models of engineering packages. It highlights how the absence of a dynamic, discipline-sensitive, inflation-adjusted packages have stifled innovation, encouraged unethical competition, and led to the marginalization of the genius engineering firms. Through qualitative analysis, policy review, and industrial feedback, the study proposes a multidimensional strategy to recalibrate engineering fees in alignment with economic realities and global standards. Key recommendations include urgent review and update of the Coren fees structure, development of discipline-specific packages, legal enforcement of engineering valuation policies, and integration of digital tools for transparent calculation. Ultimately, the work calls for a unified national consensus involving engineers, government agencies, academic institutions, and the private sector to reposition the engineering profession as the cornerstone of Nigeria's sustainable development. Engineering remuneration, current scale of fees, engineering businesses, professional regulation in Nigeria, and global best practices. Chapter 1 of this discourse is, like I said earlier on, is introduction and background of engineering profession in Nigeria. Engineering remains a bedrock for any nation's advancement, infrastructural development, and economic transformation. In engineering, the engineering profession has played a pivotal role in the post-independence development, despite being marred by policy neglect, poor packages, and enforceable framework of packages that lead to detrimental outcomes, such as compromised projects, quality, undervaluation of regional expertise, and financial stability of our firms. So this chapter set to tone on national discourse on building consensus around a fair and sustainable remuneration package for engineers and engineering practices. Historical evolution of engineering in Nigeria. The roots of modern engineering practice in Nigeria date back to colonial era, with infrastructure projects like railways, bridges, and water systems managed by foreign engineers. Milestones in the development of engineers. 1958, NSC was established. 1970, Coren established 85 was Coren's first scale office, and 2014 was the last updated scale office. Importance of the engineering profession. Engineering impacts every sector, including but not limited to agriculture, water supply, energy, health, education, transportation, housing, ICT, and national security. Engineers translate ideas into infrastructure, drive innovation, and enhance productivity. However, the poor field structure in Nigeria has led to one, brain drain among top engineering talents, weak engineering consulting sector, unethical competition and underpricing, loss of engineering projects to foreign firms. The current 2014 Coren scale of fees is no longer adequate. Nigeria requires a renewed consensus that addresses the economic realities, global benchmarks, and peculiarities of different engineering disciplines. This discourse advocates around review and upscale of Coren scale of fees to reflect the 300% realities of the economic inflation. Discipline-driven innovation structures, policy reforms to empower regulatory agencies, and promotion of regional engineering practices. Adverse effects of low fees and remuneration across engineering disciplines in Nigeria. Low fees and inadequate remuneration for engineers in Nigeria have contributed significantly to the erosion of engineering standards, brain drain, ethical breaches, and substandard infrastructures. Each field of engineering experiences unique challenges stemming from this undervaluation. The following provides a breakdown of the effects by discipline, illustrating the consequences with relevant examples. For instance, the civil engineering, the adverse effects include but not limited to use of substandard materials due to cost cutting by consultants, design shortcuts leading to structural and structural failures, poor supervision of construction projects. Numerous building collapses in Lagos and Abuja have been linked to inadequate structural design reviews and lack of adequate supervision, partly due to poor fees that limit professional engagement time. Mechanical engineering, the asphalt effects, inaccurate sizing and installation of HVAC, pumps and industrial machines, use of obsolete and unsafe designs in factories and process plants, inability to adopt simulation tools due to poor investment in training and software, frequent breakdowns in industrial facilities in Ogun State industrial corridors due to improperly installed mechanical system by underpaid engineers working under tight and unrealistic fee arrangements. Electrical engineering electronics adverse effects. Undersized or poorly installed electrical systems, fire hazards due to inadequate antenna and protection designs, inability to stay updated on motor control and automation technologies. The effects result in fire outbreaks in public hospitals and market stores. Chemical engineering, inefficient process designs lead to environmental pollution, hazardous waste mismanagement in chemical industries, over-reliance on foreign consultants due to loss of local experts. Niger Delta incidents, where improper refining design and waste treatment plants are traced to poor process engineering assessment, a direct consequence of firms hiring the cheapest, and often the least experienced professionals. Petroleum engineering. Inaccurate reservoir modeling due to lack of modern simulation tools. Loss of local content advantage to experienced engineers. Negligence in health and safety protocols. Agricultural adverse effects. Inefficiency and irrigation design and poor harvest handling systems. Abandonment of mechanization projects, and of course, high food waste due to lack of storage and process facilities. Water resources, poor network, high core drop rates, marine and naval engineering, poor maintained vessels and dockyards, frequent engineering failures and accidents at sea, inability to enforce safety protocols due to compromised design and retrofits. Mining and metallurgical engineering, unsafe mining operations due to poor geotechnical assessment, equipment failures and productivity losses, and environmental degradation. The cross-cutting consequences across all engineering fields. Brain drain. Over 60% of top performing engineering graduates migrate abroad within the last 5 years due to lack of poor package. Loss of respect. Engineering decisions are frequently overridden by non-professionals due to poor perceived value. Ethical erosion. Engineers are pressured to compromise standards in order to meet unrealistic budgets. And stunted innovation. Lack of research funding and commercial incentives discourage engineer creativity. So far, the systemic undervaluation of engineering services in Nigeria is not merely a financial issue, it's a developmental crisis.